I'm the first chili shop in the north. Not even London's got one. So I started the first chili festival in the country down in Brighton in 2004. Basically, I built a skate park with my friend Paul on the beach at Brighton seafront. And the council banned me from selling healthy food. Skaters are pretty fit and vital. And I wanted to feed them really healthy, good food and drink. And the council banned me. So typical me, I'm not very good at taking a no. So I looked into healthy local food in Brighton. And there wasn't a single farmer's market in the whole of Brighton and Hove. 2,800 farms, no farmer's markets, nothing. So I started the first one, and I'm a vegetarian. So I started the very first farmer's market, a vegetarian one. And it won farmer's market of the year. And my first stall holder was this seriously hot chili stall. Oh my God, blew my head off. And I challenged him. I said, "You're not local. It's chilies. Surely they come from abroad." He went, "No, Frank, there's loads of us growing things in polytunnels and greenhouses and making jams and sauces and chutneys, but we've got nowhere to sell them. You know, we're too hot for delis. You know, we have." And he said, "You're amazing. You just come along and you say you're going to do something, and then you do it." And he said, "Could you do a chili festival?" And I went, "What's that?" And he said, "I don't know. They're in America." So I just did one. 10,000 people came over 2 days. You look around your stall holders and they're selling things with names and flavours and that will not fit in the normal world. There's no way colon cleaner would go in Marks and Spencer's. You know, I've got things with Carolina Reaper and ghost chili and things with death on it, and they just will not fit. And I noticed year after year, my lovely little stall holders were going bust. So when I went to rebook them for the next festival, they were gone bust. So I started a shop to support small local producers that do weird stuff with chili. And as the shop in Brighton got bigger and bigger, I looked around the shop and I noticed that nearly all the best stuff was from up north. From Yorkshire, from Hull, from Sheffield, from Manchester, from Liverpool, all the best quality things. And I thought, what am I doing down south? So here I am, this weird little indie shop in the middle of Leeds at the Merriam Centre. I needed something to bring people in that didn't want to come in, who've got no interest in chili. I need them in. You know the campaign, buy just a card, just a greeting, just buy one thing. Well, I preceded that. For 50p, these are the world's hottest gummy bears, 50p. And they look just like our Yorkshire Haribos. And you basically trick your friends. And what happens when you trick a friend is they go, that's nice for 30 seconds. And then, and then basically the first question they say is, "Where'd you get those from?" And they say, "Oh, the chili shop at the Merriam Centre." I've suddenly got 5 more people that want to trick their mates who come along and go, "Oh, these would make a good present for me dad or my brother." So that's my bestseller, 50p. My really bestseller is this little jar of caramelized garlic pieces in hot olive oil. It is literally the best taste in the world. I do this to customers all the time. I say, if you're going to buy one thing, buy the best taste in the world. And they think, "Oh, it's just a sales thing." Oh my goodness, when they come back and the feedback I get online, you put this tiny tip into a bolognese, on a pizza, on a steak, in a soup, completely vegan, and it releases this olive oil heat gently into the meal. And when you've eaten, afterwards, it traps this taste in your taste bud you cannot forget, and you just keep going, So basically, I've found the most addictive, best taste in the world. So that is my other bestseller. Well, at first I did festivals and events. What I realised is the products sell themselves on social media. I love the show Hot Ones. That sells to students and youngsters. That's been a great benefit to the shop because a lot of the sauces are used as challenges on this show. But what we found is that we were the only ones that had them, and that they actually taste quite nice. So when we do the little free tasters, people are quite blown away and do a collection. So that promotes itself. So we take over, we do a supper club at Neon Cactus once a month when it was not in lockdown, and we would challenge the chef to create a 5-course meal with things that we would give a talk about, unusual things, black garlics and, you know, daring things, and blueberry and ghost chili, and create a great meal. And then we would take over different bars and pubs to do Hot Ones challenges for the public. And their selfies with the last dab and the bomb would just go ballistic on their own social media and promote the shop. And then I do lots of things like football at the moment. Liverpool just won the league. So we do a sauce called salad dressing. Now that, social media-wise, will go massive on anyone who supports Liverpool, anyone who supports football. And so we created a sauce that tastes like every team. So the Leeds one's really violent and kicks you in the mouth hard. And, you know, the Arsenal one lets you down, it's still full of garlic. And we just play with humour. And humour on social media is the #1 thing. You just want to smile, you want to laugh at something. So we just do really weird, funny things, put it on social media, and it goes viral. And one of the things during lockdown that went massive by accident is one of my weird skills is I can do calligraphy, like Old English. So as people were ordering via Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for their, you know, whatever they wanted during lockdown, I would write their name. So say it was to Karen. Karen's care package in Old English on this paper bag that I would add in to their items, and I would do a self-isolation sauce free. And they weren't expecting that. And below me, nearly everyone I sent to took photos of their bag and their purchases and their sauce and put it up on their own social media. I didn't mean that. They were just so pleased at the surprise of getting something personal and different and free, and that was it. And it went all over their social media. So I get contacted all the time by people that knew friends that have been touched by the shop. I love the interaction with the customers. I like the child coming out in the customer, really. I always had this dream of being, I don't like shopping centres. A thing about going, you know, when your friends drag you into a shopping centre, every shop is predictable. You know every shop. They're just always the same. And I wanted to be, I guess I'm an artist at heart. I wanted to be this little quirky surprise in a bland corporate world. You know, I'm next to a Greggs, a KFC opposite a Taco Bell. You know, I shouldn't be here. I shouldn't fit. I don't belong. And I love that. I love people walking by and driving by, nearly walking into a lamppost, taking photos of the shop, coming in, saying, "Oh, I could tell my friends about this." And you don't see that in other shops. You don't see that joy, that happiness coming in and in wonder, really. And so I get a buzz out of how lovely my customers are. They genuinely are really good foodies, really daring, really interesting people. And it's not a shop anymore. It's like having an office where nice people come in and chat to you. Well, they'll know when we're gone, really. Going out, that'll be funny. There's not a lot of things to do in the world, you know, when you actually finally get out. And one of the joys is going out at the weekend shopping. And as I said, it's very bland. The world is very predictable. You've got your essentials and you've got your luxury clothes shopping or perfume. There's only so much of it. There is a buzz out of going into a shop that surprises you, delights you, is independent, gives you a great experience of customer service, a product you haven't seen before. Independents are daring. We're risk takers. We pay ourselves last. We would rather, if we had a good week, we would buy in a product that we've always wanted to have in the shop rather than pay ourselves. You know, it's one of those things where we're a bit mad, really. We're not a big corporate organisation. So we are a bit of a toy shop to give people a great experience. And that experience will disappear. You know, the big chains cannot replicate what we've got and what we do because we're quirky. We're not tied to any contracts with any suppliers. We can bring in what we like. We can move with the trends. We're usually ahead of nearly all the trends. What we're doing now will be in shops in 5 years' time. But they can come in and they can be the first. And also when you're buying, like our Handmade Collective, Jumbo Records, and all my lovely little quirky indies, I know when I buy a gift for a friend, if I go into those shops, I know my friend won't have that. They won't have that. They won't expect it. And there's a little bit more passion and love, and it's a bit more personal when you give a present. So it's great having literally no idea what to give a friend and go into an independent, and something will be there that you've never seen before. And I think that's what's going to be missing from the high street, and I hope we survive. And, you know, knowing the independents, we're pretty stubborn. Somehow we will. Oh, we don't have a website anymore. It got hacked several times from the Ukraine, so gave up on that. So what we did was we put every product on pinned to the top of our Facebook page, and it's Chilli-shop Leeds Merrion Centre. Just do Chilli Shop Leeds, it comes up. And then we've got Instagram and Facebook. And all they do is you just message me what I'm interested in. Usually they say, you know what, I have in Kona. I had this the other day, lovely guy. I have in Kona. And I say, well, in my shop, that's about 7 out of 10, that Scotch bonnet. What do you recommend? And I would literally put some products, take pictures and put some descriptions, a heat rating and a price, and say, this is what I recommend. And it's such a personal thing a website can't do. Someone's got a birthday. I say, well, do you have a budget? What type of person? Oh, she's a Spurs fan. So, right, I'll put the Spurs sauce in the middle of a hamper, and we'll put some of the best taste in the world around it. And I would take a photo of the hamper with a handwritten Old English little card on it. And a website can't do that. And so I would do that interaction on social media, and then they pay via PayPal and then just get tracking with their parcel. And if they're in Leeds, I just drop it off for free on the way home. So in a way, not having a website has changed my business. The sales have gone up because it's got really personal. It's like being in the shop. So literally, I will send you recommendations and photos, or you would choose from what you've seen.